again, paid all of it, got scholarships for Anthony, Felipe, Christopher, all of them, except for Jonathan. Jonathan had scholarships all to the top. I never had to pay a penny for him. So I think it rightful that since he doesn't have a wife and children, and I didn't have to be paying big money to Harvard University and University abroad. But I haven't even talked to them about it. They're just guessing. So I know that Jonathan will be, and he doesn't have a wife and children, and they have wives and children. So they didn't make their annoyance with each other, if it is like that. Obvious to me, I really didn't. But I know that every summer, Jonathan has only me and my house, our house, to come to. They have wives and children. By the time I'm dead, all of the others will have adult children. Not only a wife, but adult children. Jonathan is alone. So if you were me, who would you make sure has somewhere to over his head, a roof over his head? The one youngest, yes, but the one who has no wife or any children big enough to help him say, "Oh, come on." No. So they're not thinking straight. If they're thinking that way at all. And maybe other people are just guessing. Because I did not entertain anybody being sorry for Jonathan, always having to be looking after me and the doctors, checking with him to find out what's going to be. And, the others have been married and been well supplied, and they have adult children. Jonathan has no children at all, and no wives at all. So, no. So I know that he will need to be left with whatever physical property I have that he can sell and buy a house in Washington, D.C. Teaches in a black college in Washington, D.C. I don't think he makes as much money as the others. Has no wife. Don't you see how I think?
Yes, I understand.
I think it's an accurate way of thinking.
Yes.
And then the others all went to Harvard too. And I knew that they borrowed money. But then when they were finished with Harvard, after they're paying sometimes, my husband and I wiped it out for every single one of them. They no longer owed Harvard anything. No. Because we from the Caribbean know how to take a little if we think we have a big enough salary. And he was working. You know how many years I drove to Buffalo to my job because they didn't allow husbands and wives to teach in the same SUNY institution. I forget about it now, but it was a long time I was driving to Buffalo. Oh. And I would come back and drive through my Brockport car door. I'd come in and they'd say, "What's for dinner tonight, Mom?" And they got a fresh meal, because I would have made it, frozen ahead. So nobody suffered. And then I never taught in the summer.
Oh, that's nice to have summers off.
And neither did my husband. So we were both available to, take them on trips, to take them with him to, chess tournaments in parts of America they hadn't seen, and so they saw it with me, and da 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 da. So they were well brought up and spent a lot of summers, as college teachers do, with their children.
Yeah, it's nice having the summers off.
Yes, I didn't have to teach, and neither did my husband bother to teach.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
But I'm sure after a while they realize that whatever gifts any of them seem to have gotten, it was because they had earned an extra scholarship here or there. And SUNY has a way of giving you, if you study there, an extra this and an extra that. Somebody could write an article or even a book on SUNY compared with State University of New York compared with other state universities in terms of how it helps students, teenagers, and people in their early 20s to pay for their education. Because I know in places like Wisconsin, whatever name you want to call a state, they have scholarships, but nothing like New York State. Maybe you can write a book about it or an article. Maybe. New York State compared with other states with the same number of students.
Yeah, that would be a good book to write.
Even if it turns out to be only an article, of 30 pages, it would be worthwhile to compare New York State with other states that claim to be helping and helping students reach their complete their university education.